So the other day I made a video from a film that I found on Netflix called Veteran, and I did the review on that, and I am about to do a video on the sequel to that movie, I, the Executioner. But after I watched that, Netflix did what it did best and recommended me another movie with a lot of the same cast members, and so I watched that real quick, and so we're going to talk about The Unjust. Now, just like Veteran, this movie stars Hwang Jung-min as a detective, but it's a lot different than Veteran in the sense that he is incredibly corrupt and he is willing to do anything and destroy anyone around him to climb the corporate ladder to get that next promotion. And it starts from the very beginning of the movie when we see news reports of a woman getting murdered, and as seems to be par for the course in movies that from Korea that center around the police, the public is pissed and they want answers, and unfortunately they cannot find out who the murderer is, and so they decide to go the corrupt route and use some criminal connections to pin it on someone who may or may have not done it. Now, don't think that they just pick some random Joe Schmo. They do find someone who has a criminal record of abusing young girls, and so they pick him on this. And it's all about the parallels and the sort of clashes between the police, politicians, gangsters, and how just no one in this story really has, except for maybe a couple, have clean hands in anything that they do. Everyone's sort of out for themselves for most of the movie, other than a couple of detectives who are sort of caught in the crossfire. Now, as you can probably tell, the movie is very bleak. Even from the dialogue, where there's not a whole lot of violence going on, it's very tense, and you can tell that at a moment's notice, things are gonna clash between some of the characters, and people are going to have a very bad time, and there's gonna be consequences for everybody. I will say that Hwang Jung-min's performance really carries the movie. There are some scenes where he's the loudest and some scenes where he says absolutely nothing at all, but the way that he carries himself, you really understand that this man is going to do anything and sacrifice anyone that he can to get what he wants. And that's sort of one of the great things about the movie as a whole. It brings you in, and it feels like as things are collapsing in the movie, they're collapsing around you. And by the end, like, there's many instances where I was feeling sympathetic for the gangsters, the people who are supposed to be evil, and yeah, it's a great way to really make the movie hit home for me. I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm not going to say anything else, but if you watch this movie, let me know what you think, and I'm going to go check out I, the Executioner, so I can do part 2.